Good morning.
Good
Good
morning,
morning.
Acharya.
Good
Om
morning.
Om Sada
Sadaशिवसमारम्भां
शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम्
शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम्
अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम्
अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तं
वन्दे
वन्दे
परम्पराम्
गुरुपरम्पराम्
Sahana
ॐ सहना भवतु
Bhavatu
सहनावतु
सहनौ
सहनौ
Bhavatu
भुनक्तु
भुनक्तु
सह
सह
वीर्यं
Viryam
करवावहै
Karavavahai
तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा
Om
विद्विषावहै
Shanti
शान्ति
Shanti
शान्ति
Shanti
शान्तिः
शान्तिः
Om Tat Sat. Hari Om.
ॐ
ॐ
तत्सत्
तत्सत्
हरि
ॐ
ओम्
हरि ओम्
Okay. So we saw in the last class that the two students, they were given their advice by Prajapati. They were given the teaching, and they were Prabha Prajatuhu, they said, about to go back to the ashram, to the respective lokas. Now, here Brahmaji understood that they had not really understood what he had taught. So the next mantra is a very subtle hint that, hey, guys, you have not really understood. So we'll read that mantra 884. Tauh anvikshya
तौ
Tauvanvikya
वीक्ष्य
prajapatiruvacha anupalabhya
Prajapati
प्रजापतिरुवाच
Ruvacha
अनुपलभ्य
Anulabhya
atmanam anudvidya
Atmanam Manovidya
आत्मानमनुविद्य
vrajato yatara etad upanishado bhavishyanti.
व्रजतो
Vrajato
यत्र
Yatat
यतो यतर
Tadayat
एतदुपनिषदो
Tada
भविष्यन्ति
Bhavishyanti
एतदुपनिषदि
Deva va asura va
देवा
Devavasurawa
te para bhavishyanti ti
ते
Te
परा भविष्यन्ति
Paravavishyanti
सह शांतहृदय एव विरोचनहो
सः शान्तहृदयेव
Eva Virochano
विरोचनो
असुरान् जगामतेभ्यो हैताम्
असुरान्
असुरान्
जगामतेभ्यो
जगामतेभ्यो
Amatebhyo
हितान्
हैताम्
Haitam
उपनिषदं प्रोवाच
Upanishad
उपनिषदं
Pravacha
प्रवाच
प्रोवाच
आत्मैवेह महयः
Atmaiva
आत्मैवेह
Mahamya
मह्यम्
आत्मा परिचर्य
आत्मा
Atma Paricharya
परिचर्य
आत्मानम् एव महयन्
आत्मानमेव
Eva Mahanna
आत्मानं परिचन् उभौ
आत्मानं
Atmanam Parichan
परिचर्यनुभौ
Ubhau
लोकाववाप्नोति
Lokavavapnoti
लोकावाप्नोति
इमं च अमुं चेति
इमं
Mamchamam
च अमुं चेति
So this is Prajapati. Tauha anavikshya. When he saw the students about to leave, Tau means both of them. So dual case. When he saw both the students about to go, Prajapati Ruvacha. Prajapati says, Anupalabhya Vrajatoho. When somebody leaves without understanding the teaching, Atmanam Anuvidya, that and he explains further, without understanding teaching means what? Atmanam Ananovidya, without understanding what Atman is, Yatara Etad Upanishado Bhavishyati. Whoever has got the Upanishad here means the knowledge. Whoever has got this incorrect knowledge, and it doesn't matter who it is, Devava Asurava. So whether it is Indra or Virochana, it doesn't matter. What happens to them? Te para bhavishyanti iti. They will be para bhavishyanti. They will be defeated in future in your life. You will not get any moksha at all. Okay, so it's a very, very clear statement. And people should have understood, right? The students should have understood. One was the king of the gods, and one was king of asuras. So we can imagine that Indra sort of paused. Okay, more sattvic. So he was thinking about it. Not mentioned here. Something which we have to supply. Indra paused when he heard the statement. But it had no effect on Virochana. So Virochana goes away to Asura Loka. And now we are focusing on Virochana. Upanishad is focusing on Virochana. So he says, Saha Shanta Hridaya Eva Virochanoho. That Virochana, who was Shanta Hridaya, was peaceful in his heart. Asuran Jagama. He went to the Asura Loka, to his people, and Tebhyo Haitam Upanishadam Provach. Therefore, there he taught the Upanishad. So, what did he teach? He taught what he had understood, right, or misunderstood. And what was the teaching? Aveha Mahayaha. This body alone is the Atma, and the body should therefore be worshipped. Atma Paricharya. So, all the upachara. Upachara means the worship, the service, the puja. So, Atma Paricharya. All the upachara that you do, you should do only for the body. This is understanding, right? And Atmanam Eveha Mahayanna. By Atmanam here he means the body. So Iha Atmanam Mahayanna. By glorifying this body and Atmanam Parichanna, by serving this body, Ubhau Loka Lokau Apnoti. Ubhau Lokau Apnoti. You will attain both the lokas. So Lokava Vapnoti, that particular word, the sandhi is to be broken. Lokau avapnoti. Ubhav lokau avapnoti. You will obtain both the lokas. Imam cha amum cha. Which one? This one, imam, and amum, the other one also. Right? So basically, he's saying that the Atma is the body, and therefore you should take care of the body with a lot of effort, serve the body, glorify the body, enjoy the body. And if you do that, then you will be happy in both the worlds. You will have attained both the worlds, Imam Chamum Cha, this world and the other one also. So this philosophy is very close to one of the other darshanas, which is that
Charvaka.
Charvaka. But it is not exactly the same. Why is that so? Difference.
Charvakas believe that there's only one life to live.
Correct. Charvaka doesn't talk about another life, right? And here, since he says Imam Chamum Cha, in this and that, that is the distinction between Charvaka and the Asura philosophy. So, the what do you call corollary from this is what? That whoever is bothered about the body alone, he is Asura. Okay, so that's a very clear teaching. If you don't care about anything else but the body, then you are classified as Asura. Okay, now we go to the fifth mantra. We will chant. Tasmad apyedyeha
Tasmad
Tasmad
apyadeha
apyadeha
adadanam ashraddhadanam
dadanam ashraddhadanam
ayajamanam ahu
ayajamanam
Yanam Ahu
asuro bateti
asuro
Asuro Bateti
asuranam hi eshopanishat
Suranam
asuranam
Hi
esho
Upanishad
upanishad
pretasya shariram bhikshya
pretasya
Pretasya Shariram
shariram
Bhikshya
vasanena alankareneti
vasanena
Vasanena
alankareti
Alankaraneti
samkurvanti
Samskuruvanti
etena hi amam lokam
ये ते
एते
नानीयमं
नानीयमं
लोकम्
लोकम्
जेष्यन्तो मन्यन्ते
जेष्यन्तो
येष्यन्तो
मन्यन्ते
मन्यन्ते
सो तस्मात् अपि यत् इह. So therefore, tasmat, therefore, these kind of people, api yat iha, disciples of Virochana, what is their main belief? There are no Vedic instructions, and you should basically look out only after your body. And since it's your body, ada danam. They do not do any charity. No danam is done. Ashraddha danam. There is no shraddha. And ayajamanam. There are no Vedika rituals. So these are base description of asuras. Asura bateti. So bataha. Bata means alas. It's an expression. Oh dear, bata, alas, asuro, iti. They are asuras only. And this you have to connect to chapter 16 of the Bhagavad Gita, where there is a detailed description of asuras given. Okay, the same idea is being repeated here. And asuranam hi esho upanishad. So this teaching of the of Virochana is called Asuranam Upanishad. It's called the Upanishad for the Asuras. And some more comments are made. Pretasya Shariram. When a person dies, what do these Asuras do? Bhikshya Samkurvanti. They put a lot of perfume on his body. So normally Bhiksha means alms, right? ALMS, alms. Bhik in Hindi. But here that cannot be taken, that meaning cannot be taken. And further, of course, Shankara writes in his commentary that Bhiksha is not alms over here. It is a decoration of the body with garlands. So when a person dies, they decorate the body with garlands and perfumes, etc. And Vasanena Alankarena iti. Vasanena is with nice, attractive clothes, fresh, attractive clothes. And Alankaranam is ornaments, right? So this is the description of what the Asuras do when a body dies. And here we have to remember what we do as Vaidikas, as Sanatana Dharamis. What do we do when when a body dies, when a person dies? That has to remember to understand what is being said in this mantra. What is the normal disposal of a dead body for us?
I think even in our case, the body is bathed first and then.
Bathed is fine. Then there are no perfumes put.
No
There are no
perfume.
ornaments put. There's simple white clothes.
Yeah.
Simplest of clothes. What is the reason? What is the reason that we are doing a very simple disposal of the body?
Because
Because
it's
it's
just the
only the
body.
body,
Beg your
and we
pardon?
know it's only the body. We don't give so much importance to the body
Why?
because it is sthula shariram which comes and goes. It is impermanent.
It is like clay, which is just have to go back.
Vasamshi jirnani yatha vihaya.
It's a half answer.
Uh,
Where is the focus?
on Brahman.
No.
Playing of five materials and goes back to the five materials.
See, okay, there are two aspects of it. One is the physical aspect of the body. They are from the five elements. So we have to give it back to the five elements. So it doesn't matter how you're giving it back. And therefore, no ornaments, no garlanding, nothing. Right? The second thing is that we are not focusing on the body at all. We are focusing on the Sukshma Shariram, the traveler. Is it not? Well, all the rituals which you do when in the crematorium, there are a lot of mantras chanted. What are they? They are for the traveling Jivatman. So you're focusing on the Suksha Shariram. While this guy is doing what? He's focusing on the Sthula Shariram. And then they say that etena hi amam lokam jeshyante manyante. They say that if you do this, if you adorn the body with perfumes and garlands and clothes and ornaments, then this will take the Jivatma to a higher loka. Jeshyante is the attainment of amam loka, that loka, the higher loka. Right? So again, it looks very much like Charvaka, but this is the basic difference. They are not fully Charvaka because Charvaka doesn't believe in any other life. Okay. So with this, the Virojana discussion is over. And what is the text? That he has completely misunderstood Brahmaji's teaching, Prajapati's teaching, and that misunderstood teaching has been conveyed to the Asuras. Asuras, because they totally respect Virojana, they take his words as the gospel truth. And now they have thoroughly assimilated that. It is only the body which needs to be taken care of. With this, the teaching is over. Iti Ashtama Khandaha, the eighth section is over. Now we will go to the Navama Khandaha, the ninth section, the first mantra, 891. So please unmute yourself, let's chant. Atha Indraha.
Atah Indrah
Somebody has got the mic and the speaker together. So one of them should be put off. Otherwise, we are getting. Can you hear the
Echo.
feedback, the echo?
Yeah.
Whoever it is, please. You're not heard. Please put off your mic. Well, okay. Ataha Indraha
Atah
अतः
Indrah
इन्द्रः
Aprapyaiva Devan
अप्राप्यैव
Apravyaiva
देवान्
Etad Bhayam Darsha
एतत् भयं ददर्श
Kalvayam Asmin Sharire
खल्मयं
अस्मिन्
ममच्युत शरीरे
Sadhaval Ankrate
शाद्वलं
Sadhaval Ankrato Bhavati
Sadvam Malankruto Bhavati
Suvasane Suvasanaha
Suvasane Suvasanaha
Parishkrite Parishkritaha
Parishrute Parishruta
Evam Eva Ayam Asmin Anandhe
Evam Ayam Asmin Anandhe
Andho Bhavati
Ando Bhavati
Srame Sramaha Parivakrane
Rame Ramaha Parivrikane
Parivakranaha Asyeva Sharirasya
Parivrikranaseva
Nasham Anu Esha Nashyati
Asam Nashyati
Naham Atra Bhogyam Pashyamiti.
Naham Bhogyam Pashyami
So, Ataha Indra. Now the Upanishad shifts to. Remember, this is Upanishad because Guru is not talking right now. So, this is the Shruti itself talking. Ataha Indra. He has. Now the Upanishad is shifted to story of Indra. What was the Indra status just before Lord Brahmaji gave his last comment? Just like Virochana, he had also packed his bags and was on his way to the airport, right? But he stopped. And therefore he says, Aprapya Devan. Before he reached the airport, before he reached the Indraloka, why did he stop? He heard Prajapati that the person who has not understood Atma will suffer. And therefore he thought that, no, let me try to understand why Guruji said this. So he did some mananam there and then. Okay. You can say that he did the mananam in Brahmaloka only. On his way in the taxi to the airport, he was thinking, right? And etad bhayam dadarshaha. He saw what? Etad bhayam. That terrible mistake that he has made. Etad bhayam dadarshaha. He saw that terrible mistake he had made. Then what was that mistake? Yathaiva khalvayam asmin sharire savalankೃತೆ sadvalankrate sadvalankrato bhavati. When the body is, decorated with ornaments, what happens? He remembers the experiment which Prajapati had made them do. What was that? When the body is decorated with ornaments, the reflection in the water also appears decorated. You can think about this face. When the face has some ornaments on it, and if you look into the water, the reflection in the water is also decorated. Reflection of the face is also decorated. And therefore, this particular word is used over here. Sadvalankrate. Right? Bimba Shariram. Bimba Shariram is being reflected, and therefore there is a Pratibimba Shariram. There's a reflected body. So that he sees. Then he says, Suvasane Suvasanaha. When that original Bimba Shariram is given new clothes, Suvasanaha, the reflected body, the Pratibimba Shariram, also is seen with new clothes. Parishkrite Parishkritaha. The first is for the original, second is for the reflection. In all three cases. That's why Sadvalankrate, Sadvalankrito. Right? With ornaments, physical body, original body, Sadvalankrito, the Bimba Shariram, the Pratibimba Shariram, reflected body also has ornaments. Suvasane, Suvasane, Suvasanaha, the original body is given clothes, fresh clothes. Suvasanaha, the reflected body also gets fresh clothes. Parishkrite, Parishkritaha, the original body is groomed well. The reflected body also appears groomed well. So those three sets of words are taken for the first one being for the original, the second one being for the reflection. And therefore, evam eva ayam. This is just like that. What is just like that? Whatever changes are made to the original Shariram, Bimba Shariram, those very same changes appear in the Pratibimba Shariram, the reflected body. And then he further thinks, Asmin Andhe, Asmin Anandhe. So if the original body, Anandhe, has lost both the eyes, Andho Bhavati. That is for the reflection. The Pratibimba Shariram also will appear having lost both the eyes. And Srame Sramaha. If the original body has lost only one eye, has got only one eye, then Sramaha, the reflected body, also will have the same effect, will have only one eye. So remember, Sramaha here has two meanings. One is a one eye, only one eye is there, the other is the meaning can be sick, right? So the sick meaning is not taken here because the reflection you will not see what is sick or what is not. So you're taking as one eye. And then parivirkane, parivirkanaha. So parivirkanaha is basically missing a limb. So a cripple, essentially, with one hand or one leg. Therefore, when the original body has only one hand or one leg, the Pratibimba Shariram is also seen having one hand or one leg. And asyeva sharirasya nasham anu. When this body is destroyed completely, eshaha nasyati, the reflection, the Pratibimba Shariram is also destroyed completely. And then he remembers Prajapati having said, Etat amritam abhayam etat brahmeti. This Brahman is eternal. and without fear. So he applies that. He's doing Maranam basically. This is the Maranam sequence. You first take all the defects possible and then you compare it with what the Shruti has said. So this body which is subject to destruction cannot be Brahman. Etat Amritam, Etat Brahmeti. That's what he says. This eternal body is Brahman, said the Shruti, said Prajapati. So how can this body which gets destroyed and which changes, that be Brahman? And therefore, Naham Atra Bhogyam Pashyami iti. So I do not see any. So here the word Bhogyam does not mean food. The word Bhogyam means Prayojana. I do not see any use of this kind of knowledge. And therefore, no use means what? It will not be able to give you moksha. Now here, remember, he is a good student. So he does not say that Prajapati did not teach me properly. He says to himself that it is possible that, more than possible, that I have not understood properly. Because of what? Because of the defects in my intellect. And therefore, what I have to do is not to question the teacher, but question my own understanding. And therefore, I will go back to Prajapati and ask again. This is what we call Shraddha. Okay, so the idea here is, in this mantra is that he did Maranam, he realized that there were gaps in his knowledge and that what he thought was not possible because of the teaching. What he thought was that Atma, that the body was Atma. It was not possible because of the teaching differences. And therefore he goes back to Prajapati to chant. 892. Sasamit Pani
Samit Panihi
Panihi
Punaryeyaya
Punareyayo
Punareya
Taha Prajapatiruvacha
Tamha
Saha
Prajapatiruvacha
Prajapatiruvacha
Bhagavan Yachantaradaya
Bhagavantanantrayaha
Bhagavanyacchantahridayah
Pravraji Sardhyam
Ravaji
Bhavaji
Sarvam
Sacham
Virochanena
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 Kimichan Punaragama
Kimichan
Kimichan
Punaragama
Punaragama
Iti Sahovacha
Iti
Iti
Sahovacha
Sahovacha
Yathaiva Khalvayam Bhagavuhu
Yathaiva
Vayam
Khalvayam
Vaham
Bhagavu
Bhagavuhu
Ashmin Sarire
Asmin
Asmin
Sharire
Sharire
Sadhaval Krite Sadhaval Krito Bhavati
Sadhavalam Krute
Sadhaval
Sadhavalam
Krite
Krito Bhavati
Sadhavalam Krito Bhavati
Suvasane Suvasanaha
Vasane
Suvasane
Suvasanaha
Suvasanaha
Parishkrite Parishkrita
Parishkute Parishkruta
Parishkrite Parishkrita
Evam Evayam Asmin Andho Andho Andhya Asmin Andhendho
Evam
Evam
Devayam Asmin Ande
Andendo
Andho
Bhavati Srame Srama
Bhavati
Bhavati
Srame
Srame
Srama
Sramaha
Parivrkane Parivrkane Parivrkanaha
Parivrkane
Parivrkne
Parivrkanaha
Parivrknaha
Asyeva Sharirasya Nasham Anu
Asyeva Sharirasya Nasham
Nasham
Anu
Esha Nashyati Nahamatra
Esha
Esha Nashyati
Nashyati
Nahamatra
Nahamatra
Bhogyam Pashyamiti.
Bhogyam
Bhogyam
Pashyamiti
Pashyamiti
So Samit Panihi Punareyaya. So he came back Punaha Eyaya. He came back once again to Lord Brahmaji. Again, traditionally, Samit Panihi with the Samit twigs in his hands. And Taha Prajapati Rovacha. He Prajapati, of course, knew why Indra was back, right? But he didn't say anything. But rather than say that, okay, fine, I know you're back. Prajapati said, Bhagavan is Indra. Bhagavan, Yachantaradaya Pravrajihi Sardham Vinochanena. So you, hey Indra, Bhagavan is Indra. Where did we see this name?
Kenopanishad.
Upanishad. So Bhagavan is Indra. So, hey Indra, Yachantradaya Pravrajihi Sardhvam Virochanena. You and Virochana together had gone away Shantaradaya, fully satisfied. Then, Kim Michan Punaragama iti, why have you come back? Right. So then the rest of it is what we have already seen. The whole thinking process Indra is repeating his own thoughts, his maranam process. So hovacha yathaiva khalvayam bhagavu. He repeats the whole thinking process. What is that? Yathaiva khalvayam asmin sharire sadhaval krite sadhaval krito bhavati. When this body is decorated with ornaments, the reflection in the water also is decorated. Sovasena sovasanaha. When the body is clothed, the reflection is also clothed. Parishkrite parishkritaha. When the body is groomed well, the pratibimba shariram is also appearing groomed. Evayam, evam eva ayam. This is just like that. Whatever changes take place in the physical body, the same changes appear in the reflection. Asmin andhe andho bhavati. If the original body has lost both eyes, the pratibimba shariram also seems to have lost both eyes. Srame sramaha. If the body has lost only one eye, the same defect is seen in the reflection also. Similarly, parivarkane parivarkanaha. When the body has lost a limb, the reflection also seems to have a missing limb. And asyeva sharirasya nashamanuhu. When the physical body is destroyed, esha nashyati, the reflection is also destroyed. And then, of course, you have to supply that. I remembered what you told me, O Guruji. Etad amritam abhayam, etad brahmeti, you told me. And therefore, naham atra bhogyam pashyamiti. I do not see how this knowledge can help me to get moksha. Essentially, he's saying that the sthula shariram cannot be. Sthula shariram means sthula shariram, the consciousness. This you have to understand carefully. Okay, sthula shariram is obviously not the Atma. So when you say Sthula Shariram is the Atma, you are saying the consciousness identified with the Sthula Shariram is the Atma. That was the understanding. So Vishwa cannot be the Atma, is what Indraji is conveying to Brahmaji. That I understood that Vishwa, the consciousness identified with the physical body, is the Atma. Obviously, that cannot be so because of whatever I have told you. So this idea is important, okay? When you say physical body is Atma, physical body is inert, right? So you have to say that the consciousness identified with physical body is Vishwa. Now we look at the third mantra. We will chant. Evam evaishaha
एवं
एवमेवैषः
Bhagavan nitiha uvacha
भगवन्निति उवाच
भगवन्ति उवाच
etam tveva te bhuyah
एतं
एतं
त्वेव ते भूयः
त्वेवते भूयः
अनुव्याख्यास्यामि
अनुव्याख्यास्यामि
व्याख्यास्यामि
वस अपराणि द्वात्रिम्
स अपराणि द्वात्रिम्
शतं वर्षाणिति
शतं वर्षाणिति
वर्षाणिति
सः अपराणि द्वात्रिंशतं वर्षाणि उवास
सः अपराणि
पराणि
द्वात्रिशतं
द्वात्रिंशतं
वर्षाणि
वर्षाणि
वास
वास
तस्मै होवाच
तस्मै
तस्मै
होवाच
उवाच
सः उवाच means Prajapati uvacha. Prajapati said, evam evaisha magavan iti. Hey Indra, that is correct. What you understood is correct. The Vishwa cannot be the Atma. The Sthula Shariram Jiva cannot be the Atma. And Etam tu evate, that which I taught you earlier, which is not what you which is different from what you understood. Bhuyaha anuvyakya yasasyami. I will teach you again. And I am willing to teach you again. But before that, there is a condition. What is that? Aparani tvatrim shatam varshani vasa iti. What does it mean? Aparani means another. Tvatrim shatam means 32 years.
Hmm.
Therefore, he says there is a condition. You have to stay here in this ashram for 32 years more. And after that, you can ask a question. Okay. Then you have to imagine that 32 years have passed. And sahaparani dvatrim shatam varshani uvasa tasmai hovacha. Right? After staying for aparani, another 32 years, Indra came back to Prajapati. And now what he says, we will see in the next section. With this, the Navamakhanda is over. We are now on the Dashamakhanda, first mantra. We will chant 8, 10, 1. Ya esha swapne
य एष स्वप्ने
एष स्वप्ने
Swapne
मय्यमानश्वरति
महीयमानश्वरति
हीयमानश्रति
एष आत्मेति
एष
एष
आत्मेति
आत्मेति
ह उवाच
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 एतद् अमृतम् अभयम् एतद् ब्रह्मेति
एतद्
एतत् अमृतम्
अमृतम्
अभयम्
अभयम्
एतत्
ब्रह्मेति
ब्रह्मेति
सः शान्तहृदयः
सः
सः शान्तहृदयः
शान्तहृदयः
प्रव्रज प्रव्राज
प्रव्रव्राज
प्रव्रभ्रवाज
सः अप्राप्यैव देवान्
सः
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 प्राप्यैव देवान्
प्राप्यत्यैव
सः प्राप्यैव देवान्
सः
सः अप्राप्य
सः प्राप्यैव देव
देवान्
एतद्भयं ददर्श
एतद्
एतत्
भयं
भयं
ददर्श
ददर्श
तद्यद् अपीदं शरीरम् अन्ध भवति
तद्
तद्
यद्
यदपीदं
अपीतं शरीरम्
शरीरम्
सम्भवति
भवति
अनन्दस भवति
अनन्दस भवति
अनन्दसभवति
यदि श्रामम् अस्रामः
यदि
यदि
श्रामम्
श्रामम्
अस्रामः
अस्रामः
नैव एषोऽस्य दोषेण दुष्यति
नैव
नैव
एषोऽस्य
एषोऽस्य
दोषेण दुष्यति
दोषेणति
Okay. Now that Indra has dropped the idea of Vishwa being the Atma, Prajapati introduces the Sukshma Shariram. Okay, and we must recall Tattva that the consciousness associated with the Sukshma Shariram is called Taijasa. Right? And interestingly, there is, a side comment which somebody has made that even in Jagrada Avastha, if you are daydreaming, you are associated with which body?
Sukshma
Transiently for with Taijasa.
If you are daydreaming, the world is gone for you.
Yes.
So you're associated with the Sukshma Shariram. Therefore, even in the Jagrada Avastha, there can be occasions where you can be Tajasa. Okay, this is what is being. Normally, you are Tajasa in the dream. But some comment has been made somewhere that you can be Tajasa for short periods, even in the Jagrada Avastha. Okay. So Prajapati says, Ya Eshaha, that same Atma. Which same Atma? Which pervades the Sthula Shariram. Swapne Mahiyamana Charati. Enters the Swapna, dream world. the subtle body. And Mahiyamanam means what? With all the glories. And what is the glory of dreamer? What does the Prabhupada say? Swapna avastha keti chet jagrat avasthayam yad drashtam yad shrutam tad janita vasanaya nidra samaye ya prapancha pratiyate sa swapna avastha. Sukshma shariram abhimani atma taijasa ityuchate. Remember? That in that state where yad drishtam yad shrutam, whatever is seen, whatever is heard, tad vasanaya janitaha is based on the vasanas which have been gathered during Jagat Avastha. Ya prapancha pratiyate, that universe which is projected during your dream, that is called Swapna Avastha. And how do you create this universe? With the help of your vasanas alone. You create the entire universe. And therefore, charati and travel in this entire dream universe. Esha Atma iti. That Atma which pervades, which is present in this Swapna Avastha, which is called Taijasa. And remember, Tattvaboda, that Atma does not perish even when the dream world has gone. And therefore, Uvacha, Prajapati says, Etat Amritam. That Atma is eternal, is immortal, abhayam. It is free of fear, etat brahmeti. That Taijasa Atma is Brahma. Okay. So remember that this methodology of going from the gross body to subtle body and then to causal body, what is it called?
Panchakosha, Viveka.
Another word, that is okay, but there's also another method. It's called the Arundhati Nyaya.
Arundhati.
What is Arundhati Nyaya?
The binary star.
Seeing
where-
the most minute thing by navigating through gross
Things. Correct. So if you're wanting to point out a star, you will first point the tree, then the branch, then the moon, and then the star like that. From gross subtle. So this is what he's doing. From the physical body, he has come to the subtle body. And then he will come to prajna afterwards. But Indra being Indra, he says, okay, I have understood. So understood what? He thinks Taijasa is the Atma. And therefore, Saha Shantaradayaha Paramavraja. He again packed his bags to go to Indraloka. But Saha Prapya Deva, before reaching Indraloka, he was thinking, right? Tad yadapi idam shariram andhavavati. Even if the physical body, idam shariram, andha bhavati, andham bhavati, becomes blind. Then he sees Sa, that subtle body, that Sukshma Shariram, Ananda Bhavati. It doesn't become blind. And Yadi Sramam, if the physical body has only one eye, that Sukshma Shariram Sramaha, that effect of having only one eye will not be found in the subtle body. And therefore, Naiva Eshasya Doshena Dushyati. That body of the dream, Swapna Shariram body, is free from the defects of the Sthula Shariram body. He says all the bodies in the dream, they don't have the defects of the physical body of the Sthula Shariram. And therefore, Etad Bhayam Darshaha. He realized again that he has made a mistake. What exactly was the mistake? That is being mentioned in the next mantra. So we look at mantra 8.10.2. We'll chant. Navadhenasya hanyate
Navadipasya
नवदीयस्य
hanyate
हन्यते
नास्य श्राम्येण सामः
नास्त्येन
नास्य
श्राम्येण
श्राम्येण
सामः
घ्नन्ति तु एवम् एनम्
घ्नन्ति
एवेन
विच्छादयन्तीव
विच्छादयन्तीव
अप्रियवेत्तेव
प्रियवित्तेव
प्रियवित्तेव
भवति अपि रोदीतीव
भवति
भवति
अपि
अपि रोतीतीव
नाहमत्र भोग्यं पश्यामीति
नाहमत्र भोग्यं पश्यामि
So the Maranam process of Indra is being shown here. Asya, this physical body, vadhena, the destruction of this Thula Sariram, na hanyate, you have to supply the rest, will not destroy the Sukshma Sariram. And nasya sramena sramaha. When the physical body loses one eye, the Sukshma Sariram does not lose an eye. And etat bhayam darshaha. Therefore, I have made a fearful mistake. And what is that? Nananti tu eva enam. If something hurts in the Sapna Avastha, if something is there, that will definitely affect the Swapna Sarira. So Nananti hurts. And Vichadayanti eva. When the Swapna body is chased, Vichadayanti, he runs. For example, when the dream tiger chases you in the dream, you run. Your dream body runs. And apriya veta eva bhavati. He also experiences unpleasant things as though because swapna is mithya. Right? And api roditiva. And roditi eva. He also cries. The word eva here is used as if cries. Why? Because swapna is mithya. But remember, for the waker, the swapna is mithya. But when you are in the dream, everything is real for you. Nothing is a dream. And therefore, naham atra bhogyam pashyamiti. What is he saying? That in the dream, the dreamer also is disturbed, right? The Atma associated with the subtle body, which is Tajasa, he also is subject to problems. What is that? That's the problem that he's describing. That when he's hurt, it pains him. When he's chased by a tiger, he runs. When he experiences unpleasant things, he's not happy. He cries also, right? Rodi iti. So for the Tajasa also there are lots of problems. Therefore, naha matana bhogyam pashyami iti. I do not see the benefit of knowing Atma as Tajasa, since the Tajasa Atma is not free of problems. Therefore, Tajasa cannot be the Atma. So what should you do? I better go back to Prajapati and ask him to teach me again. Okay, so this is the thinking process. Now he is going back to Prajapati and we will chant mantra number 3. This is almost a repetition. So Samit Panehi
Samittanihi
Punareyaya
Punareyaya
Taha Prajapatiruvacha
Taham
ततः
Prajapatiruvacha
प्रजापतिरुवाच
Bhagavan Yat Shantahridayah
भगवान्
भगवन्
यच्छ्रद्धः
दयः
Shaantahridayah
Pravrajihi Kimichan Punaragama iti
प्राव्राजीः
Pravrajivishim
किं
Punaragamiti
पुनरागमति
Sovacha
सहोवाच
Sahovacha
Tadyat Apidam Bhagavaha
Tatya Apidam
तद्यतीदं भगवः
Bhagavaha
Shariram Andham Bhavati Anandasa Bhavati
शरीरम्
Shariram
अन्धं
Andham Bhavati
भवति
भवति
Sabhavati
Ramam Asramaha
Sramam
विश्रामः
नैव एष अस्य दोषेण दुष्यति.
नैव
नैव
एषोऽस्य दोषेण
दोषेण
दुष्यति.
दुष्यति.
So this is identical to the earlier mantra. I'm not going word to word. He came back to Prajapati with Samit in his hands. And Prajapati said, you had gone away satisfied. Why have you come back? And then Indra gives the reasons why he thought that Sukshariram is no longer Atma. Because body is the physical body, all that reasons he gives, right? Those are the reasons. Shariram anda bhavati anandaha. Physical body becomes blind. So the subtle brain doesn't become blind. Yadi sramam asramamaha. Physical body gets one eye. The subtle body does not have the defect. And therefore, neva esha asya dosham dashyati. Those problems are not there in the Suksha Shariram, but and that is the reason why I thought it was the Atma. Then, why did he come back? That is said in the next mantra, 8-10-4. Navadhenasya hanyate
न
Navadeva
वधे
Hanyate
हन्यते
nasya sramena samo ghananti
नास्य
Nasya
श्रामेण
नास्य
श्रामो
श्राम्येण
ध्वन्यन्ते
श्रामो ज्ञन्ति
tu eva enam vichhadayanti va
Vena
एवैनं
एनं
विच्छादन्तीव
विच्छादयन्तीव
apriyavetteva
Priya
प्रियवेत्तेव
अप्रियवेत्तेव
bhavati api roditivo
भवति अपि रोदितीव
अपि रोदितीव
नाहम् अत्र भोग्यं पश्यामीति
नाहं भोग्यं
नाहमत्र
पश्यामीति
भोग्यं पश्यामीति
एवमेवैष मगन्वन्नीति
एवमेवैष
एवमेवैष
मगन्वन्नीति
मन्नीति
उवाच एतं तु एव ते भूयः
उवाचमेतं
वाचयितं
देव भूयसेव
देवते भूयः
अनुव्याख्यास्यामि
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 वस अपराणि
वसापराणि
वसापराणि
द्वात्रिंशतं वर्षानिति
द्वात्रिशतं वर्षाणि ते
त्रिंशतं वर्षाणीति
सः अपराणि द्वात्रिंशतं वर्षाणि उवास
अपराणि
सहापराणि
द्वात्रिशतं
द्वात्रिंशतं
वर्षाणि उवास
वर्षाण्युवास
तस्मै होवाच
तस्मै
तस्मै
उवाच
उवाच
The last mantra was why he thought that the subtle body was Atma. Why he thought that Tajasa was Atma. And now he says, why now I think it is not. Na vadhane asya hanyate nasya sramena samaha. That by the killing the dead body, by killing the physical body, subtle body is not affected. Right? And granti tu eva enam vichhadayanti eva apriyat apriyavetteva bhavati api rodati eva. The shariram is not affected. This is all we have seen in the previous mantra. Shariram is not affected by the subtle body is not affected by the physical body, but subtle body indeed is troubled in the dream world. The dream body in the dream world is affected by all the events in the dream world. And therefore he says, since the dreamer, which is Taijasa, suffers pains and miseries, obviously he cannot be the Atma. So naham atra bhogyam pasyamiti. Therefore I cannot accept Taijasa as Brahma. This is the reason I have come back to you, O Prajapati. And her uvacha, Prajapati says, Evam evaisha magavan iti. This is indeed so, Hey Indra. Taijasa is not Atma because Shariram is there. Suksha Shariram is there. And wherever there is Shariram, you are in samsara. And whenever you say whatever Shariram is there, physical, subtle, causal, whichever Shariram you claim as yourself, you are still a samsari. And therefore you have come back having understood properly Hey Indra, etam tu evate bhuyah anuvyakhyasyami. And I will again teach you whatever I have taught you earlier. There is a condition. Vasa aprani tvatrishatam varshaniti. You have to stay in the ashram for another 32 years. And saha aparani tvatrishatam varshani vasa tasmai sahovacha. So he goes back, stays in the ashram for 32 years. After 32 years are over, he comes back to Prajapati and says, Iti Dashama Khandaha. The 10th section is over. Now we are coming to the 11th section, which we can do a little bit now and a little bit in the next class. I leave it to you.
We can do a bit now.
We
Acharya.
can do now.
Yeah.
So, okay. Ekadasha Khandaha, mantra number 1. We chant. Tadyatrai tat subtaha
तद्यत्रैतत् सुप्तः
samastah samprasannah
समस्तः सम्प्रसन्नः
swapnam na vijaniti
स्वप्नं न विजानीति
esha atmeti
एष आत्मेति
uvacha
उवाच
etad amritam abhayam etad brahmeti
एतद् अभयम्
Amritam
एतत्
abhayam etad
ब्रह्मेति
brahmeti.
saha shantaridayah
सः
Saha
शान्तहृदयः
shantaridayah
pravavaja
प्रोवराज
pravavaja
सः अप्राप्येव देवान्
सः अप्राप्येव
apraप्येव
देवान्
devan
एतद्भयं ददर्श
एतद्भयं ददर्श
etadbhayam dadarsha
नाह खलु अयम् एवम्
नाह खलु
khalu
अयम् एवम्
yam evam
सम्प्रत्यात्मानं जानाति
सम्प्रत्यात्मानं जानाति
atmanam janati
अयम् अहम् अस्मीतीति
अयम् अहम्
ayam aham
अस्मीतीति
asmiti
नो एव इमानि भूतानि विनाशमेव
No
no
evam.
evamani
एवमनानि भूतानि
vinashameva
अपीतो भवति
भीतो
pito
अपितो
bhavati
भवति
नाहमत्र भोग्यं पश्यामि इति
नाहमत्र
ahatra
भोग्यं
bhogyam
पश्यामि
pashyamiti.
So Indra having come back, Prajapati begins to teach again. And this time he has covered Jagrat and Swapna. So he is going to Sushupti. So he says, Tad yatra etat suptaha. Where there is Sushupti avastaha. Samastaha. So samasta is a adjective to suptaha. Samasta suptaha. Total sleep, which indicates the resolution of the mind. Total sleep means there are no dreams also. And therefore, this samastaha word is important. It is used to indicate that teaching here is different from the teaching of the Swapna Avastha. And in that Avastha, in this Sushupti Avastha, samprasannaha, there's a complete peace, complete tranquility is there. There are no raga, dvesha, kama, krodha. Why? Because the mind is resolved. And swapnam na vijanati esha atmiti. That Atma who does not experience dreams also. So he is distinguishing. Swapnam na vijanati esha Atma iti. That Atma which does not experience any dreams also, that is the Atma. So Atma is present in Sushupti. Also because, why? Because we know when we wake up that we had no dreams or no experience. And therefore Atma has to be present there. And ha uvacha etad amritam abhayam etad brahmeti. That is the Sahovacha Prajapati said. That is etad amritam abhayam brahma. That is the eternal, fearless Brahma. That indeed is Brahman. So again, Which consciousness is he talking about? He's talking about the consciousness associated with the Sushupti Avastha, which is called what?
Prajna.
Prajna.
Prajna. So Indra takes Prajna to be Brahman. And therefore again he is misunderstood. But Saha Shantaradayaha Pravavrajaha, he is satisfied, he leaves. But before he goes to Indraloka, before he reaches the place, Sa Aprapya Deva, having not yet reached Indraloka, Etat Bhayam Tadarshaha. He has a doubt. He thinks, what is this mistake I have made? What is that mistake? Naha khalu ayam evam samprati atmanam janati. In the avastha, I am not able to say I am pragya. Right? I am not able to say I am aham asmi iti. I am this consciousness, this pragya consciousness. I am not able to say. And further, which means what? I don't know myself. I don't know myself as pragya at that point of time. I don't know. And na eva imani bhutani. I don't know any other beings also. No living beings also. And therefore, vinasham eva apito bhavati. It is as if there is complete vinasham, complete non-existence. And therefore, what? He concludes that this prajna state is a state of complete non-existence. Vinasham eva apito bhavati. This complete non-existent state, that is Brahman, he thinks. But naham atra bhogyam pasyamiti. He is not satisfied. Why? Because non-existence is not a state, right, where you want to be. Therefore, he thinks that to think that I am prajna is equivalent to saying that there is nothing existing. And that can't be really true, because that doesn't give me liberation. Therefore, naham atra bhogyam pasyamiti. I don't think there is any benefit out of knowing that I am the Taga, I am the Prajna Atma. Okay, so with this, he's not only dismissed Vishwa, he is dismissed Rajasa, and now he is having doubts about Prajna also. And when he says Atra Naham Bhogyam Pashyami iti, he's saying that Rajasa, that the Prajna cannot possibly be Atma. Therefore, I have to go back to Prajapati to really understand. So he has dismissed all the three states. And with this, we'll stop for today. Any questions? Okay, so the next class should hopefully be the last class of Chandogya Upanishad. It's been a long journey. Thank you for your patience. Om
Purnamada
Purnamidam Purnamudasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Tat Sat. Om Namah Shivaya. Thank you for your patience.
Thank you so much.